Terry.
Good morning.
We're working together on a piece of collaborative fiction. It was inspired by the image of that I had on my computer desktop of a girl riding a huge bluebird. So anyway, Terry has submitted an outline, and we're going to see what we can do within the framework of that.
I wrote the first part of it last week, and
yes.
So then we decided we needed an outline so that we could know where it was going.
Right, so we keep maintaining the narrative arc.
Yeah.
There's a previous video to this one where we actually read the tale aloud of what we've got so far. So I was thinking about this, and the last part of it, you know what, I'll let you say hi or make an introduction, right?
I did. I said hi. I said
okay.
Hi.
All right. And I was thinking like a door opening in a cloud. But what I was thinking of is like, what if they were like caught up in like a thunderstorm is like constantly pulling upwards, like a huge vortex pulling them up. And what if Trinity Blue damages his wing
and hurt in it? Okay.
You know, but managed to like land in some trees and stuff and kind of make it to the forest floor. But then this other kingdom that is against the Ral kingdom captures them, or else this traveling circus captures them.
Okay.
And
yeah, I was thinking of a menagerie kind of a thing.
Right.
Captured both of them so that they could be on display. That's where I was going with it.
Right. Which I see that on the outline. That's a great idea.
So is yours. So we got to figure out how to. But maybe it's the other kingdom that's supporting this menagerie.
Well, I like the idea of this become this mercenary carnival that's kind of going on.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not even because like this a neighboring kingdom capturing Carmela, the princess, would be an act of war.
Right.
So if this is just kind of a cavalier mercenary sort of traveling show, you know, and they capture them, then it's almost completely neutral, but yet it still provides enough tension and that kind of thing. So what do you think?
I like that. I like the menagerie kind of thing, and then maybe somewhere in the menagerie is also another kingdom's representative that they can kind of have a fling with. Right.
Well, when I was thinking like, Trinity Blue's wing is damaged, like in
I like the vortex thing better than the door opening. Yes.
Right.
By far.
So if that happens, then he's imprisoned in this big cage with wheels on it or whatever. But gradually his wing heals while he's in captivity, and so yeah, I mean the whole thing where she figures out how to set him free and they can take off, you know. So
yeah, that sounds like a good direction to see what we can put together to make it interesting. You know, just little wars here and there or whatever, fights, little
Well, I mean,
interactions with other.
There's enough plot. You put in enough plot points in your outline though that we can, you know, it's not we're not gonna put this mushy middle or anything. So, what length were you seeing this piece being?
50 pages maybe.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, about the same probably.
Okay.
Just however long it takes to resolve everything.
Right. We'll have to build it into that and then resolve it. Yeah.
Right. So very nice. So what else?
I don't know. We can, you know, I don't want to give away an ending. I think we ought to keep the ending.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Secret, but I like that. I like. So, do you want to write the next part and change the last paragraph of that, and then you can write the next little part.
Yeah, I could probably crank out a couple thousand words today. So, okay, as I continue, I'm probably going to, like we already discussed, you have like this door opening in the clouds, and that left me either with like her traveling into a different dimension, or
well, I kind of did that on purpose.
Going unconscious.
I didn't know where you wanted to go with it. Right. So, because we hadn't collaborated at all. We just said, let's do this.
Yeah.
And
this is kind of our first time on equal footing as you know, both writing, and our first collaboration, both of us writing together. So it's going
to be interesting. Yeah.
It's a learning process.
Yeah. Right. You can imitate my writing. I'm not sure I can imitate yours. But so I think we can tie it together well. I think it can come together, but you'll definitely be able to tell our sections apart, I think.
Right. Well, but then in the final edit, it all gets smoothed out. You know? So maybe we'll come up with something, you know.
Something, worthwhile. That'd be interesting. But my question is, are we going to give them chapter by chapter as we go through it? Are we just going to...
I don't know. What do you think?
No? You don't think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think we ought to spoil it.
Right.
But I think we ought to discuss the problems we have, you know, getting into the story and each taking a section here and there. And
right. Oh, and you mentioned like raspberries, but I want to make it something a little more exotic. I mean,
okay, yeah, that's
so. If that's all right.
No, that's fine. Wherever we can enhance it. I just was trying to put some idea down on a piece of paper so that I would force you into this.
Well, and when writing, it's always the thing of get whatever idea is you have, just get it down on the page, you know. This whole collaboration thing, it's been something we've kind of been working on for like the past 3 years, or we've got a story that we're a much larger story that we've got in mind, but how to jump into this whole collaboration thing. So this is a good.
Well, it's not easy to collaborate. It's hard for me to get into your head and you to get into mine. Likewise, it's got to be
right.
And then make it sound.
Maintain a continuity.
Yes, that's the word.
So yeah, it gets a. This is, like I said, it's a huge learning process.
Right, and so you guys are going to have to be patient with us, because if we get in a fight, we get in a fight. If we don't, when we're humming along, we're doing good. But we've known each other for so long that we can fight and we're still friends.
Yeah, it's all good.
We've done it before. So it's not a big issue.
Just now it's out in public.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're both very passionate about what we do and how we're doing it, and we both have different ideas of how to get there, and so, that's par for the course.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to follow along with us while we're not going to give you each detail of the story, but we'll give you the process of writing each section of the story.
Right.
And right now Frank was going to go last week. You were going to go back and write the next chapter, and we sort of looked at each other when I walked away after a couple of days, saying, "Well, where are we going with this?"
Right.
So then we decided that we had to have some kind of a roadmap.
Right.
And so we're working on this roadmap today, and I think we ironed out a lot of it.
Yes.
And I'm sure that roadmap will take detours
and
change.
Well, and there's stories and sub-stories and sub-characters and
Yeah, when I write, I always try to have 3 main issues going on in the story.
That's a system it's something that I can't do. Usually I write a story and in like a day or 2 and walk away for 3 days, then come back and edit it, walk away for another 3 or 4 days, come back, edit it, and go, done. But I've never written a whole novel. I never, anything like that. So the closest I've come is like a novelette.
Yeah.
A couple of novelettes.
I guess I like to talk a lot. So writing a lot and filling in detail and doing the little nitty gritty things in the story. and I'm still learning.
Right.
But I think that's what I like. I like to take it step by step and think about what's going through their heads and what's.
Well, speaking of still learning, you mentioned having taken a class and that it really seemed to help you out a lot with.
It did, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but my husband found it. And it's a man and his daughter, and they've written a couple of books. I can't even tell you what their names are. I just started taking the class. I just did the class. And I was going to write all that down and bring it, but of course I forgot to. But it helped me a lot in the difference between plot and story, the difference between building, into the climax, and then the use of words and tags on your dialogue and adverbs, and they used books that they were good at what they were trying to get you to learn, and books that weren't so good, and you'd be surprised at the ones that they criticized. As for instance, one of them was the Harry Potter book, and the beginning of that book, if you think about it, if you've read it, it doesn't grab you.
Right.
And they talked about how they couldn't believe anybody read past the first 5 pages.
Well, it was that J.K. Rowling experienced like a whole slew of rejections, probably because of that.
Because of that, I think so too.
Most editors and copywriters and agents and whatnot are very, very pressed for time. So if your story doesn't grab them in the first 2 pages, they're gonna be like,
yeah, you're done. You're out of here.
Right.
So I really tried to concentrate on that. That was the first thing I'd written since I completed that class, and it was a good 40-hour class.
Nice.
It was, and it was like $100. I think we paid for it.
Oh.
And I still have to do the marketing part. They have a marketing part, and I haven't taken that part of it.
Right.
But they have little exercises you can do and all kinds of. It was a really good for me to sit there during this COVID thing and take a class.
All right.
And,
wow, that's fantastic.
It helped. I think it helped.
A 40-hour class, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
Our editor, or our, what are you?
Our videographer,
producer, director.
She said, how are you going to enjoy working with a guy who's got ADHD? And she's like, we're both sabbatical on that one.
So I think we're going to be good. I think it's gonna work out good or whatever the proper grammar.
It'll be amazeballs.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be really good. So we have a plan.
We do.
We have an opening page. We have a plan for the next few pages.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Squirrel. I know, that's part of my problem. So I think we're set to go.
Yeah, we're off to a good beginning.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, tune in, and as we kind of keep going with this story and learning how to collaborate. So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.